A while ago I bought a teleprompter and it was so fiddly to use, really cheaply made, and I had to send it back because I thought, what's the point in having an expensive camera, expensive tripod and lighting and everything like that, but having a really naff mount to hold all that stuff on. So it went back. Anyway, something's come up where I need a teleprompter again. So I ordered a different one this time. It's the Desview T2. I'm going to basically see if this one is any better. I'm also going to test what it looks like because some one-way glass can darken the image slightly. I'm going to see how easy it is to read off of the phone screen. I'm also going to give you a general overview of how this works, what it's like to set up, how easy it is to use, and whether or not you can see my eyes reading the text as well, because that's also important. So let's have a look. Some one-way glass can darken the image slightly. So to test out to see if that's a problem or not, this is what the image looks like without the teleprompter on. And let's pop it on and see what it looks like. So this is after. I can see already on the exposure that it's actually darkening it by quite a little bit. So I just have to adjust the exposure somehow using my camera settings or my lighting. So that's something to be mindful of if you're not in a controlled space, for example. So to get it back up to where I want it to be, I'm just gonna adjust the exposure. There we go. I've gone from ISO 400 to 800, so I've added one more stop of light. So I've actually got the Teleprompter app set up now. I'm excited because I want to see what it looks like. Here's a little test to see if you can see my eyes moving around whilst I'm reading. I've loaded in a little bit of text to the app to see how it works and to see what speed feels the most natural to read. What do you think? What does this look like? Can you see my eyes moving, or is it all right? I'm actually adjusting the speed because it's a little bit slow. Now, it might be different for everybody, so it would be worth having a play around here to see what settings work best. Now, I've stopped reading now, this is off script, but what I've noticed is the text overlaps the lens. So if you are reading from left to right, it will go over the lens, so you're probably more likely to see your eyes moving. What's probably a good idea to do is adjust the size of the text so it's easier to read, so you don't have to actually move, you can just use your peripheral vision. Future Sam here. I've noticed something. You can sort of see my eyes wandering a little bit whilst I'm reading the script. You can definitely see when I start to read a little bit lower because my eyes just dip down slightly. So something to bear in mind is there's a little red line on the app in the center of the screen. If you stick to reading the text that's on that red line and don't go below, don't read too fast, then your eyes will be more in the center of the frame, so it won't look as obvious that you're reading. So adjust the speed so that you're constantly staying on that red line, and that will make it so much better. Anyway, back to this. It's really good actually, I like it. You can use this little remote to control the speed, press pause, but I've not found any way to go back to the top or to reverse. So that would be handy if it did have a reverse feature. Oh, yes, you can go back. I found it. Amazing. So right, X to skip forward, skips a line. Double press B to go back. A slows down the speed, and Y increases the speed. So if you need to adjust the speed whilst you are talking, you can do it like this. It's really handy actually. I mean, I don't want to be sat here, to be honest, doing this, but it's there if I need it. It's gonna be so much quicker to record videos because I like to plan like a script. So I can do that, pop it straight into the app, record. That will reduce my editing time so much because I'm terrible at speaking. So looking at the app, it's called Desview. I don't know why it's not called Desview, but basically it's super simple to use. You can add text, add scripts. You can copy and paste your text. Like I write all of my scripts either in Notion or my Notes app on my phone, but you can copy and paste that text into this app and you can actually go in there and edit them, and then you just select it when you're ready. Obviously there's a load of different options that you can do to customize it so you can read it better. For example, you can change the background and the text color. You can have it black and white, white or black, green, pink or blue. You can change the speed from here as well. You can change the size of the text, and then you can access mirror mode. So that's really handy actually. For example, I've got this set up now just on normal mode, so I can read the text and make any adjustments to it and have a practice maybe even before I start filming. But then when you go into mirror mode, that's when you put it on your teleprompter and then you'll be able to see it properly. Overall, I like it. It's simple to use. It's not overcomplicated. The only thing I would like to see is, I've seen apps before that actually work by sound, so it can hear you talking and it will actually start and stop scrolling depending on if you're talking or not. That's really handy, and that means you don't have to use the remote to start and stop. So I would like to see that, but maybe you can just download another app and use it. I don't see why you can't. But to say it's free, I think it's great. Now, because I went for a fairly small version that supports phones, it does actually, I think it can support smaller tablets as well, so that's good. Using my phone, it seems fine. I'm about 2-3 feet away from the camera, and I can still see it fine because you can change the size of the text. But I suppose if you are doing something where a client needs to use the teleprompter, it's probably a better idea to get a larger one, or at least use your iPad or whatever tablet you're using, because they might sometimes be a little bit further away from the camera and they'll be able to see it a little bit better. The instructions were a little bit unclear, if I'm honest. It was difficult to get set up. But once I had, it's really easy to use. You just put the little adapter ring over the top of your lens, slide that straight on, pop your phone in or your tablet, and you're done. That is it. I suppose that what I want to leave you with though is, using the teleprompter is great for all the reasons I've mentioned, but I've found that I'm more expressive when I'm speaking as the thoughts come to me. And I'm not very good at it, I'm not the best speaker, but sometimes reading can make you seem quite wooden and a little bit robotic. I suppose that also comes down to how good you are at writing and how good you are at reading as well. So maybe it is a skill that you can practice and get better at over time. But I'm gonna start using it more and see what happens. I'm going to be using this mainly for when I'm doing live conversations with people, or not so much live, but conversations with people over the internet like Zoom or Google Meet or anything like that, where I want to look at the person through Zoom or whatever app I'm using, but I want to record myself without the camera being at a different angle, because it can look awkward when you're looking off camera like this, and it's just not right. It doesn't look right. It's weird. I'm not connecting with you properly. So being able to film myself and have the conversation with them and them still see me is going to be a game changer, and I'll probably be able to do more types of content as a result of having this. Let me know your thoughts. If you've got any questions about this teleprompter or anything like that, leave them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more videos and stay up to date with what I'm doing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and have a great week. I'll see you in the next one.